You're going over 100 miles an hour down the metro.
Can I please get a warning? Please. But if I was a cop and a person told me,
You're speeding down the highway, pushing past 100 miles an hour, weaving through traffic like you're untouchable. A cop pulls you over, and you're pleading for a warning, swearing you just got your license back, promising it won't happen again. You're emotional, talking about the bodies you've seen, the lives lost, the weight of it all. The cop's not buying it, and you're trying to avoid a ticket or worse, knowing one wrong move could land you in deeper trouble. This scene feels like a microcosm of the chaos surrounding Atlanta's rap scene, where legal troubles, street beefs, and systemic targeting collide in a relentless storm. Young Thug's legal saga is a prime example, a story that's been unfolding in the public eye with a mix of courtroom drama, social media frenzy, and music industry fallout. After his release from jail, the Atlanta rapper found himself under intense scrutiny, not just from fans, but from law enforcement. His recent interview, where he touched on his strained relationship with Gunna, another Atlanta artist who was once a close collaborator, sparked a firestorm. The two had worked together extensively, dropping hit after hit under Thug's YSL label. But their bond has fractured, and the fallout is playing out in the streets, on social media, and in the courts. The tension between Thug and Gunna stems from their arrests around the same time in 2022, tied to a sprawling RICO case targeting YSL. Gunna took a plea deal, an Alford plea, which allowed him to walk free after 8 months with a 5-year suspended sentence, no probation, no travel restrictions, and no requirement to report. He's since performed globally, racking up millions and cementing his place as a rising star. Thug, on the other hand, endured 30 months behind bars before pleading guilty in a no-contest deal, landing 15 years of probation with strict conditions, including a ban on living in Atlanta. The contrast is stark. One artist free to thrive, the other tethered to a system that seems designed to trip him up. The streets and the internet have been buzzing about their rift. Thug's frustration was palpable during his trial when he learned of Gunna's plea deal. Reports say he banged his head on the desk in court, a visceral reaction to what he saw as betrayal. Fans and commentators have speculated endlessly about whether Gunna snitched to secure his freedom, a claim his lawyer vehemently denies. The attorney insists Gunna did nothing to harm Thug's case, wasn't a witness, and his plea had no bearing on Thug's trial. Yet the perception persists, fueled by viral tweets and leaks that paint Gunna as a rat. One tweet, which exploded with 100,000 likes and 3 million views, called out Thug for rapping about gangster stuff he's legally barred from mentioning, suggesting his lyrics could violate his probation. Another post claimed Gunna's actions in the YSL case have permanently soured his relationships with Thug and other Atlanta rappers like Lil Baby. Thug's new track, Money on Money, featuring Future, throws fuel on the fire. In it, he raps lines like, "Brody, you a rat," "Twin, you a pack," and "These guys tellin' for nothing, and I gotta be the one calling them friends." The lyrics are widely seen as a direct shot at Gunna, a public airing of grievances that's impossible to ignore. The song's release coincided with a tweet from Thug that went viral. "If you're a rapper and you're a rat, you gotta just gospel." The internet erupted, with fans and detractors alike dissecting the jab. Some praised Thug's boldness, while others, like one fan who tweeted, "There's no way young Thug stays out of jail while also being a rapper," argued that his provocative lyrics could land him back behind bars. His plea deal's strict terms, 15 years of probation, no contact with co-defendants or YSL associates, and a ban on promoting music tied to gang activity, make every word he raps a potential landmine. DJ Academics, a prominent voice in hip-hop commentary, predicted this predicament. He warned that Thug's plea deal was a setup by the courts, designed to keep him under a microscope. The stipulations, he argued, are nearly impossible for a rapper to follow. Thug's music has always been raw, rooted in his lived experiences, and now he's expected to censor himself or risk 20 years in prison. Academics pointed out that even casual lyrics about going to the park getting lit or hitting the club could be twisted by prosecutors as promoting gang activity. The system, he suggested, is waiting for Thug to slip up, and the stakes are high. Thug's physical transformation during his time in jail, gaining noticeable weight, became a symbol of the toll this ordeal has taken, a detail fans latched onto as evidence of his struggle. The drama doesn't stop with Thug and Gunna. Another Atlanta rapper, Lil Baby, is now caught in the crosshairs. The same district attorney who pursued Thug is reportedly targeting Baby, with police linking him to the deaths of two teenagers, Jacody Davis and Layman Freeman, in a gang-related shooting last summer. Authorities claim the violence stemmed from Baby filming a music video in a rival gang's territory, a move they call cowardly. A local woman's Facebook post, excitedly announcing Baby's presence at a taco shop, allegedly tipped off the rival crew, leading to a shootout that injured 3 and later claimed the lives of the 2 teens. The Atlanta PD has been vocal, with Major Ralph declaring that his team will work relentlessly to hold Baby and his associates accountable. A $50,000 reward is on the table for information, and 7 arrests have already been made. Baby's legal troubles don't end there. He was recently arrested for carrying a concealed firearm without a permit, booked into Clark County Detention Center with a $5,000 bail. Body cam footage captured his frustration as he argued with officers about his tinted windows, insisting he's a celebrity who needs privacy. "I got 200 bands a year," he told them, emphasizing his status, but the cops weren't swayed. Minutes later, he was pulled over again, this time leading to his arrest. His lawyer quickly secured his release, but the incident added to the narrative that Baby is under intense scrutiny. Academics revealed that Baby's label, 4PF, was on the same evidence list as YSL before the latter's raid, suggesting the feds had been eyeing him for a while. Some speculate a RICO case could be looming, with wiretapped calls mentioning Baby placing tickets on rivals, slang for bounties or hits. The court hearings have been particularly damning. An investigator testified about intercepted calls where an unidentified male, referred to as Unsi, discussed Baby having tickets on a lot of these folks. The implication was clear. Authorities believe Baby was involved in ordering harm. This has fueled outrage among fans, who see the Atlanta DA's office as waging a vendetta against the city's rappers. First Young Thug, now Lil Baby, one fan tweeted, warning Atlanta artists to watch their backs. Baby, perhaps sensing the heat, shut down 4PF as a label to avoid it being labeled a street team by authorities. He admitted he didn't realize he could be held accountable for others' actions under the label, a lesson learned too late. Amid this chaos, Gunna's lawyer has pushed back hard, insisting his client didn't snitch and that the narrative around him is unfair. He points out that Gunna's plea was unrelated to Thug's case, and he's been thriving since his release, unburdened by the restrictions that bind Thug and Baby. Yet, the streets don't forget. A leak report from WAC 100 claims to have 2 hours of interrogation footage showing Gunna talking extensively, a claim that's reignited accusations of betrayal. Thug, while in jail, reportedly warned other rappers like Lil Durk to steer clear of Gunna, labeling him a snitch. When Thug went live on Instagram after his release, he laughed off the drama but didn't name names, keeping things vague yet suggestive. "A goat can go live," he said, grinning as fans read between the lines. The broader picture is grim. Atlanta's rap scene, once celebrated for its innovation and influence, feels like it's under siege. The same DA who went after Thug and YSL is now circling Baby, with 4PF in the Fed sights. Fans and insiders alike see a pattern: high-profile rappers being targeted with RICO charges, their music and lifestyles weaponized against them. The system seems to exploit their art, turning lyrics into evidence and associates into liabilities. Thug's plea deal, with its 15-year probation and ban on Atlanta, feels like a trap to keep him silenced. Baby's arrest for something as minor as tinted windows or an unlicensed gun suggests he's being watched for any misstep. Even Gunna, who's technically free, can't escape the stigma of his plea deal, with fans and peers questioning his loyalty.